I can't fuck this up somewhere. I think we'll be alright. Probably, but you know. Come out and watch me get my ass kicked by Drew tomorrow?
I'll be out here. I don't know if it's the entire game. They're going to be short staffed, so.
Well, that's handy. But I mean, last weekend they put up 35 goals between two games. Bruce is done, so now it's just Blake Johnson.
I've got 2 goalies I'm trying to get here tonight.
I just do that. We could put a goal. Which one's on top? Okay, yeah. I know where it is. Anything would help out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's matchup between the visiting University of Kentucky Wildcats and your home SIUE Cougars. First, the starting lineup for the visiting Kentucky Wildcats. Starting in goal, number 29, Sam Tucker. Starting on left defense, number 37, Blake Gray. Starting on right defense, number 15, Zach Bartucci. Starting on left wing, number 13, Gary Eastland.
I am cameraman today.
Starting on center, number 2, Jimmy Teich. Starting on right wing, number 10, Zach Household.
I wouldn't have paid, I just got in and told
And now the starting lineup for your SIUE Cougars. Starting in goal, number 4, Justin Nasser. Starting on left defense, number 22, Brandon Rowe. Starting on right defense, number 19, Kate Hinson. Starting on left wing, number 16, Christian Perry. Starting in center, number 2, Joe Watson. And starting on right wing, number 73, Lucas Thomas.
Yep.
And now if you would please stand and rise
taking the tickets either.
No? Taking
Never
tickets is Bree. Selling
never seen
tickets is
either of them.
Lindsay.
No. Oh, hey, so you guys are like, yeah, we play.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's game between your SIUE Cougars
I think Dan
and
was
the
the one
visiting
telling me.
Kentucky Wildcats. My name's Casey
Because he was telling me, he was like, yeah, I might get canceled everybody.
After announcing the starting lineups. This is the second of 3 consecutive games for the Cougars this weekend. Last night they beat Maryville Saints 7-4 and are now starting with a 2-game set with the Kentucky Wildcats. Goal tonight for the Cougars is senior Justin Nosser and Samuel Tucker for the Kentucky Wildcats. Looks like the Cougars take control of the opening draw. Henson will dish off to Rowe, who can't corral the puck in Kentucky to do well to get back, put the puck back in deep. Henson breaks out again, gets a little tip entry there from our own Tucker. He throws one on net and he scores! Tipped in front. Tucker that either found a stick, little friendly fire from Kentucky, or potentially a parry with the tip. That goes right over the goaltender, Tucker's right shoulder. And an early lead here for the Cougars, 28 seconds in. As we saw last night, anything thrown at the net can potentially bounce your way, whether it's off the goalie, get a fortuitous bounce and go into the net, or just go right on the teammate's stick, impaired, and the Cougars jump to an early lead. Let's see the line man out there. Henson looks to set up a similar play as he did earlier. Behind the net. All 5 Wildcats standing still. And the Cougars look to go to the neutral zone. Bird dumps it in, and joining us is Luke Ball.
Apparently a man can't walk back from the other side of the ice. I think it's in the time goes to use the restroom. It was like 26 seconds, 28 seconds they scored.
We only got 60 minutes here.
There you go. I hope we see this at the Teddy Bear Toss tomorrow night. Actually, you know what? I hope we wait a little bit. I hope we wait a little bit because that would mean that all the people can get in this time. So.
Oh, big hit by Bryce Simon on the near boards here on number 47 of Kentucky.
All right, well, you'll have to let us know if that helps the mic right there. But anyway, Kentucky kicks it in over on the right-hand side. Tosses it in, save made by Nosser. Nosser starting in goal tonight. Let's take a look at his stats as we get adjusted in the game. Starts off, he's 5-6-0-1 with nearly 700 minutes played on the season so far. 472 goals against average, 891 save percentage. Kentucky will take the face-off. They'll kick it out into the neutral zone. They're going to go D to D as they look to set up a response after the Cougars' early lead. Along the far board, they're going to get dumped in, and the Cougars will play it up. Into the neutral zone goes Kyle Kohlberg. He's got a couple men on him. He'll dump it in. It'll get covered up. Oh, very dangerously covered up by the goaltender.
Yeah, it looked like Tucker there tried to put it into the corner before it actually got to him. It's one of those you might see something similar in football. You see the guy's got a clear track to the end zone before the ball gets into his hands, and he just fumbles it. Luckily, that one stayed in his pads and stayed out of the net.
And so, the Cougars win the faceoff. They'll play it into their neutral zone. Turning around is Alec Marshall. Marshall will play it up in the air over to his own defenders. That'll get played over to Watson. Watson dumps it forward. Somebody goes down, and there's no hand up. That's Terrence Kiribot who went down. Pressure put on up along the outside board. Stepping up is play it. It's Kane Henson, and that's a rare whiff from Kane Henson. He's got 2 Wildcats all over him. Henson plays it up, and will hit a body. Going the other way now for the Wildcats. Across the red line, dumped in.
Cougars look to take advantage of a bit of a slow start here by Kentucky, trying to get their bus legs under them there.
Kentucky, they tweeted at SIUE earlier that, hey, we're used to midnight starts. Well, this is a 10:45 start. Midnight on the East Coast. This is an 11:45 start for them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're complaining about 15 minutes here, so. The offer stands. We will kick it back to midnight. We will kick it back to midnight if they want to pay for the coffee that we're going to have to imbibe to stay up until 3 a.m. over here.
Yeah, it's long hours here in the booth with the 3 games this weekend. And other ongoings, especially here in St. Louis with the All-Star game going on and all the interest going on with the skills competition and the game tomorrow.
Yeah,
a lot of hockey to be watched and taken in.
I was going to say, you're lucky I'm here because, there's a free Green Day concert tomorrow when I have to set up the teddy bear toss, Free Green Day concert, might have got into the All-Star game. The skills competition was tonight. I'm telling you, you guys are... These teams are lucky that we have graciously accepted to be down here as we get called for the 3rd icing in a row.
For the boys right there.
Don't say we never made any sacrifices for this team. And so 3 icings in a row, 16:20 to go here in the first period, 1-0 Cougars. Face-off won by the Wildcats, shot off the face-off, save made by Nasser.
Nasser looks to have a little bit of fire under him. This is his last semester as a collegiate netminder. Knowing that feeling, he wants to make sure he gets the best out of every start and looks to be locked in, especially from warm-ups to now. Another blocker saved by him, right over into the corner.
Yeah, the Cougars will walk away with it. They'll play it forward, intercepted quickly by the Wildcats. That's up to number 13, Eastlack. Eastlack loses control of it. It'll get kicked into the neutral zone. Big grabbed by Bryce Simon. Simon plays over to Ford. Loses control of it to Eastlack, going the other way. Here we go. Shot. It's going to go in. 1-1. Gary Eastlack ties it up for the Kentucky Wildcats.
It's a good shot by Eastlack coming down the wing there, going far side on Nasser. Nasser a little deep in his net. Eastlack had something to shoot at, put it there, and with that nice quick release, beat Nasser to his blocker side. And we've got a tied ball game now.
Tied ball game, yeah.
Tied puck game.
Well, you picked the one sport that doesn't have a ball involved in it to say a ball game. That's a... Man, you get a 75% chance and you roll the dice wrong.
Do it.
Yeah. Puck into the offensive zone as the Cougars play it up and back down into the defensive zone of the Cougars.
Just like last night, anytime I said something positive, it would either backfire on me, or if it was a penalty, it would get not necessarily waved off, but a mistaken whistle that would have confused everybody in the rink.
Yeah.
Turned into something different. So.
Kyle Colbert enters the zone, loses control of it, hands up. That'll be whistled dead for offside. Yeah, there were a lot of overturned calls, a lot of wishy-washy. I don't want to say wishy-washy, just questionable whistles that then didn't turn into anything last night.
Icings or penalties, that potential delayed calls that ended up not being a delayed call, but face-offs were in certain spots. It was weird.
It was odd, but if you're the Cougars, you take that victory 7-4. As Nasser tries to cover that up, plays it very awkwardly. You take that 7-4 victory wherever you can.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was a little bit of a slop fest for the first 2 periods, and then it looked like maybe in the early to middle part of that second period, the Cougars started to kind of turn it on a little bit, maybe finding their legs after the long winter break. And it seems to have picked up here. Kentucky's really had the one chance, high-quality chance, I should say, that they scored on. But the Cougars have had the majority of the play here.
Up across is Christian Perry. Perry finds a man. Shot. Save made by the goalie, Tucker. Puck up along the far boards. It's going to get grabbed by the Wildcats. Wildcats are going to play it over to number 22, Blake Rule. Rule loses control of it. Here's Christian Perry along the near boards. He's going to have 2 Wildcats smother him as Pakala will pick it up. Pakala dumps it into the neutral zone. That'll be picked up by the Cougars. Cougars immediately swarmed as they're going to kick it back to Wagner on the D. Wagner finds his man in Takmasian. Takmasian plays it forward. And an errant pass to Corey Sperry as he'll dump it forward. 13:53 to go here in the first period. 4-on-3 shots on goal. As a loose puck will roll, get poked out by Kentucky, and the Cougars will have to recoup in the neutral zone. Grabbed now by Wagner. Wagner dumps it into the far corner. Played up and down the far corner by the Wildcats. A lot of pressure being put on Couture. Couture, who's controlled it, kicked up to Wagner. Wagner takes a shot. It's going to find a stick or a skate and roll out of the zone now as the Cougars have to reset one more time. Good sustained pressure by the Cougars. They've had possession for a while. Sperry steps across the blue line. He's got a little space to work. Finds a stick as his shot goes wide. It'll be picked up by number 47. That's Mulker. Mulker kicks it over. And it's going to roll up the near board. Wagner tries his best to keep it in up along the near boards. 13 minutes left to go in the third period. Okay, Kentucky will float a little biscuit over across the blue line, and it'll get called a hand pass after Kane Hinson doesn't touch it first. There was Terrence Purabot who didn't touch it after he palmed it.
Looks like Kentucky's starting to gain a little bit of their legs back. I think each line for the Wildcats have had a few shifts, and now that the blood's moving a little bit, they almost a giveaway there. But it looks like the boys in white might be into the game right now.
Dumped into the offensive zone by Marshall. Puck will roll up over into the far corner. Played forward by Kentucky. They're going to try and break it out of their defensive zone. They'll do just that with a pass over to Householder. Householder dishes it to the far, He'll redirect to find Nosser. He'll cover it up quite easily. 12:33 to go in the first period.
One interesting note about both of these teams is currently both are ranked in the top 20 in their respective regions. Kentucky Wildcats participate in the southeast region of the ACHA. The Cougars in the central. Cougars currently at number 20. Kentucky is, I want to say it's 16. Central is noted as being a tougher region, but I think they're pretty similarly matched, and going over their scores from earlier games, they look to be a defensively stout team. They don't really get the goal scoring that maybe SIU puts up, but they look to prevent a lot of goals and play a lot of close games.
The goal scorer tonight is the man who scored the most goals on their team. That's Gary Eastlack. He's at 14 goals on this season. That's for a total of 26 points. Face-off goes over to the Wildcats. Wildcats try a good little shot. That's going to be stepped on and shut down right there by Craig Ford. Puck over behind the net. Grabbed, and the Cougars will break it out. Looking for a man is Christian Perry, and it's going to hit ricochet off of a glove or a stick and be gloved by the goalie Tucker.
Yeah, if I'm the Cougars, I'm still throwing everything I can at the Kentucky netminder. He's fumbled a couple pucks. We did get a good break on that goal. I don't know if you got a good look at it from on your walk over here.
I was in the bathroom, so I got a good look at a urinal.
Oh, there you go. Fair enough. At least you heard the goal. I'd say you heard the goal horn go off, but the horn didn't go off. We don't have any.
we don't have a goal horn.
Yeah.
But I heard the celebration though, and that was enough for me to go. And usually that's a safe trip, but
yeah, zip it up. Let's check out the action.
There's the Kentucky Wildcats breaking into the offensive zone. It'll get pushed forward and centered. Oh, that's a good chance for the Wildcats there. They couldn't corral it as the Wildcats grab the puck in the neutral zone. They'll dump it in. Grabbed now by the Cougars in this battle of the big cats going on here at the East Dalton Ice Arena. Push forward, intercepted by Kentucky after it goes off the skate of Marshall. Backhanded pass, centered shot. Oh, it's going to go wide off of a decent chance there by number 54, Kierakowski. Kentucky dumps the puck in. It'll get fielded by Christian Perry. He'll set up in the office. Nobody there to supply pressure to him, so he'll try and deal it forward to Marshall. Marshall can't quite get the puck as he suffers a stick lift. Kentucky with the puck on the near boards. It'll get dealt into the neutral zone. Up across. It's a 1-on-2 shot save made by Nosser as the puck goes out of play.
Looked to fight that one off. Got it off the knob of a stick. We've seen a lot of knob shots in the last two nights. That one, Nosser was able to take that one off above the blocker hand and put it up into the netting for a face-off. Some of them intentional, some of them lucky. As goaltenders, we'll take them any way we can get them.
Yep. It's better to be lucky than to be good sometimes. Face-off won by the Cougars. Hinson will play it over in the far corner. Dealt across the neutral zone, hands up for offside, but not before Kentucky plays it. Cougars fighting for the puck along the far boards. Centering pass, and it's going to get broken up by the Wildcats. Wildcats dish it into the neutral zone. Grabbed quickly by Rowe and dumped back in. 10 minutes to go here in the first period. Late night at the East Alton Ice Arena. Wildcats play it D to D. 9:50 to go in the first period here. They'll dump it into the neutral zone, dump it all the way down. No icing is called, so that'll be played in Rowe's job to go play chase. 3 Cougars in the defensive zone. Rowe set up behind the net. To Hinson. Hinson, backhanded pass over to Simon. Simon will dump in. Here's the Wildcats will field it behind their own net. Wildcats played over to Householder in the neutral zone. Dump forward, broken up. And now the Wildcats will go chase after it along the near boards. Here's the bad pass, shots wide of the net. Bad pass there led to a Kentucky shot, and it was shot wide of the net. Great chance there. Now rolling puck stopped by Nasser, cleared out by the Cougars. Hands up for icing, and there's the whistle.
It's a good last save there by Nasser. That puck was going well wide, about 5 feet wide to Nasser's left, and that's Kentucky's got a stick on it. Redirected it toward the middle of the net. Nasser was able to get his eyes on it and flick it away and get a clearing chance for the boys. Good stop.
8:55 to go here. Face-off goes to Kentucky. Shot off the face-off. Stopped by Nasser. Rebound is redirected, and the Cougars will dump the puck out. That was a dangerous rebound right there. Came off low to his left-hand side, and they had a lot of clear space to look at.
Those are the toughest ones to get a read on. It's right at the level of the top of your pad and kind of where your glove is sitting. Some goalies like to try and catch everything they can. The goalie we saw last night, our European buddy, Hampus, he was more prone to try and catch everything that he could. A lot of goalies like to play pucks off their stick or off their pads and redirect them, and that was kind of in that gray area. Which one should I get?
Here's a centering pass for the Cougars there. Redirected, and they had a nice chance there. Going the other way are the Wildcats. Wildcats off the stick of number 2, Jimmy Cash. Scrum going on along the blue lines here. SIUE will walk away with it. Bad pass will lead to Bartucci dumping it in. Well, back and forth action going on behind the net here. Oh, you want to go this way? Nope, I'm going to go that way. Dump forward, and now the SIUE Cougars redirect the puck up. Almost took Nick Edwards' head off right there.
That was a headhunter for sure. He's scratching his head right now. He's thankful that he didn't take that one right off the old noggin. Saw his life flash before his eyes right there. It's a dangerous spot. You're so close to the ice, and you're right in a play like that, where just a little tip and it's going right into the bench.
Well, and oftentimes in a tip like that, it's so close you have no real time to react, and especially if you're a coach, you might not be watching the puck. You might be watching, a specific player. You might have your eyes off the game for 2 seconds. Bam.
Yep.
Cougars play the puck in their defensive zone. Picked up by Kane Hinson. 7:38 to go here in the first period. It's a tie hockey game, 1-1. Hinson sets up. He's going to say, hey, you chase me, not the other way around. Is he going to go for a home run pass to Perry? Perry fields it behind the net. Cougars the puck in their offensive zone. Perry going, I'm going to go this way. Nope, that way. Centering pass. Oh, it's a great opportunity there for Joe Watson, but it's going to get redirected into the neutral zone. SIUE plays it up, redirects it, and now we have a little back and forth going on here in the neutral zone. SIUE walks away with it. Watson finds his way over to Rowe. Rowe turns around, up behind the net. Take a little poke check there, but he's going to find a man below the legs of Drew Paris, and Paris had to look down. It was right there. Going up now is Christian Perry. He steps across the line. Oh, he had his skate back, I thought.
I thought he stretched out, got his blade onto the ice, but our linesman here thinks otherwise, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. I will say, though, I don't like seeing people's ankles stretched out like that. That was a... Next time, just take the offside call.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to get our players into yoga classes to be able to be on sides, but yeah, that's a tough play for anyone. Even at a standing stop, you see guys try and do that at a moving pace where they're trying to stretch out and do the splits or stretch out as far as possible to stay on sides. That's to do that at 17 miles an hour trying to skate into the offensive zone while trying to not get hit, potentially receiving a pass. I don't know how they do that.
Dumped up into the neutral zone, fielded by the Wildcats. Wildcats with a little stick handling move, try and break it across the blue line. They will, but not before the hand goes up. Cougars field the puck. Up into the neutral zone they go. They're going to dump the puck in towards the goalie Tucker, who will cover it up with under 6 minutes to go here in the first period.
Never a bad play there. Looks Kentucky's had a little bit better of the play here in the last, I'd say, 5 minutes. Throwing the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen, especially those flutter pucks like that could bounce just before the net minder. You might be able to catch a stray rebound, and if he's got to cover it up, now you got offensive pressure off this draw here.
Face-off won by the Cougars. A little stick-handling move there by Lucas Tucker. Tucker heels it up to the far corner, and now a little scrum's going to go along. And he seems to be stuck in the legs as Kentucky walks away with it. Ooh! They tried to break it out, but instead they centered it for the Cougars. Puck rolls down the length of the ice, hands up for icing. There it is.
Yeah, I don't know if he was looking back to go D to D, but it looked like a slap pass going behind the net into an area of high concentration and into a myriad of sticks that almost went on net. Got to question the awareness and the play there by the Cougar or by the Wildcat winger there.
Now I know you and I skated out approximately 0 times, right? We weren't skaters, but I thought the number one rule of defense was never clear the puck in front of your own goalie, and yeah, that's a mental error to be sure there.
That hasn't gotten over across the Atlantic as we saw our buddy Hampus throw one right on the tape of one of our guys' sticks last night.
Hampus Blomdahl, who should be said maybe didn't have the best outing last night, but I don't think any player had their best outing last night.
Yeah,
but Hampus Blomdahl of Maryville will be a goalie to watch moving forward. His stats, it's hard to fake those stats.
Yeah, he had some pretty impressive numbers coming in the last night. He doesn't have any wins, but his goals against and his save percentage, it's pretty impressive to have the record that he has because he's just not getting the goal support. And on a night where an offensively starred team puts up 4 goals, he happens to give up 7.
Over across the blue line for the Wildcats. Drop pass, shot wide of Nossers. Now the puck will roll over along the near boards. Backhanded pass attempt will go to nobody in particular as the Wildcats will field it in their defensive zone. Played up now to Householder. Householder tries a little backhanded, forehanded move, and he'll step up across the blue line into the offensive zone. Good hassling there by Marshall, but a better job by Householder. He had 2 or 3 Cougars there just all over him. There's Wildcats, 3 men on their own point. They'll walk away with it. Shot, blocker, saved by Nosser. And I'm not sure how that didn't go out, but they're going to say that it stayed in play. The Cougars put the puck along the near boards. Shot up to Mulkin. Mulkin with a shot wide.
Yeah, wrist shot looked to be labeled top right. Yeah, Nosser did well to get his blocker up there and deflect it to the corner.
And now another shot labeled top right from Mulkin. That was a slapper from the low point. The ladies tees up there. Is the SIUE Cougars will field it. They'll deal it up across the far boards into the neutral zone. Quickly dispossessed by Kentucky, and they'll step across. That is number 7, Ty Brandt. 4 minutes even to go here in the first period.
I've got the high danger chances at 2-zip for Kentucky, although the Cougar goal came from, I'd say, behind the goal line on a centering pass, and I'm still not sure who they gave it to, which could have been a little friendly fire or Perry cutting in through the low slot there.
Well, that makes 2 of us because I have no idea who it was either because,
Yeah,
that was
nature called.
Yeah. You think, hey, I could miss about 30 seconds of this game, partner in crime here, Casey, he's got everything covered.
I'll stutter my way through 30 seconds.
As the Cougars grab the puck, they're going to break it into the neutral zone. 4 on 2, but a bad pass. To Drew Perez, excuse me. He's going to blow a tire going into the far boards. Those are always, that's a dangerous spot to blow a tire. You hate to see a guy go into the boards. Leg first or head first, either one is not good.
You got to think it's a helpless feeling. You're going in at a rate of speed. You're going hard. You're going 100%, and all of a sudden your blade gives out on you, and it's whatever happens, happens.
Time to visit the old skate sharpening machine.
Time to go to Skate Tech. That's for sure.
As they'll get broken into the neutral zone, redirected quickly by Kentucky. Big grab by Kane Hinson. Hinson will dump it in, or he'll just take a shot on there, and it'll be a save by Tucker. I don't think that was so much an intentional shot as it was Tucker just took advantage of it to just cover that sucker up.
Yeah. Was that a Tucker on Tucker play there? Tucker throw it in on Tucker?
I think it was Hinson who threw it on Tucker. Although we'll have to keep in mind that is a possibility.
It'll probably happen a lot. Well, yeah, it'll probably happen a lot tonight. I'd say our Tucker might be a pass first guy, but now that we have that situation, it could happen. He'll probably take 8 shots.
I'll find him in between periods and say we need a Tucker on Tucker.
Yeah, selfish hockey.
Yeah. How are we going to win it, boys? Selfish hockey. Cruise the blue lines.
2-minute shifts.
Yeah, 2-minute shifts. I'll have to tell that story in the next stoppage. But SIUE has a puck in their own zone. They break it up into the neutral zone, dumped in. It'll get fielded by number 15, Zach Bartucci. Bartucci plays it up. It'll be intercepted at the blue line by Rowe. Rowe dumps it right back in. It'll get grabbed by Ford. Ford loses control of it. Kept in and dumped in by Hinson, and they go off a skate as the Cougars enter the neutral zone. Hurabot turns around, finds himself in the neutral zone, and now it's time for the Cougars to attack again. Here's Hinson. Hinson, with one hand on his stick, keeps it away from 2 Wildcats, and they'll dump it up into the far point. Shot, and it'll go wide. Grabbed now by Simon. Simon deals it all the way up to Hinson. Hinson at the far point. Shot. And it'll be a save. Redirected now. It's going to go the other way. Here we go. Kentucky with the puck in their offensive zone. They're going to try a shot on Nasser from a poor angle. Touched by SIUE. And we're going to have a penalty.
Looks like they could call a couple of things. Could be a interference for lifting the stick. It's weird because you see plays all across a bevy of leagues where you see stick lifts, like incredibly aggressive stick lifts where you see sticks go flying, and sometimes refs will either deem it part of the game, or if it's like a kind of, I don't want to say unnecessary roughness because it's to a stick, but they'll call a penalty on it.
Yep. It's always interesting. I feel like 90% of the harsh ones don't get called, but 50% of the softer ones do.
Yep.
But I've said for years, though, if you called every technically illegal thing that happened in a hockey game, we wouldn't be playing a game.
Yeah, we wouldn't get out of here till 5 in the morning.
Puck dumped over into the far corner. Kentucky with just a minute and a half of this power play left. Just now getting set up. Over to the point, shot wide to Nasser, and he'll get a nice leg pad on it. Here's Kentucky fields the puck back up to the near point. Philip Buck will exit the zone. He's slack. Dump the puck in hard, and the Kentucky will turn around, get 2 men off of the line shift. Cougars try and exit. It'll get intercepted over at the far point by Bartucci. Bartucci dumps it in. Cougars try and dump it right back out. Here goes Eastlack at the near point. They'll dump it in. Oh, it's off a own leg. It's off Wagner's own leg, but a good save, good reaction there by Nasser. Cougars dump it down the length of the ice. And speaking of the selfish hockey rant and Letterkenny, which might be my favorite moment, I once played that coming back from a show, and this poor producer thought that when they said buck and a half 2-minute shifts, that he said something not SEC friendly. And I get like him run in, shot now, saved by Nasser. He runs in, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, buck and a half. And Jamie Rivers, who was on at the time, look, he goes, buck and a half.
Former Blue Jamie Rivers.
Yeah, former Blue Jamie
Detroit
Rivers.
Red Wing, Jamie
yeah.
Rivers.
And, but that was the most chaos I've caused, was playing that. Everybody's laughing until they go buck and a half. This guy's eyes wide as plates, just, oh no. And so that's going to wrap up the first period 1-1 in favor of nobody. Actually, I was going to say in favor of somebody, but I got Cougars and the Wildcats tied at 1, period 2, coming up shortly.
boy.
Press box gets the good heat.
It's a little rough on the shoulder.
There's no amount of weightlifting you can do to
No.
get your shoulder in shape for that.
No. The partially torn labrum doesn't help any.
What's that?
The partially torn labrum doesn't help any.
Nah.
All right. I move.
She really get pulled over though. Don't go lie to me, because I know you boys lie. You can't stop laughing with me. Yeah, okay. Come here. Right on this.
second period's not going to know what hit it.
Hoping they pick it up this period quite a bit.
What's that?
Hoping they pick it up this period quite a bit.
Yeah. And that was a better first than the first they had yesterday, but they got a lot more game.
I agree.
Imagine that. Who knew you could ride me with beer?
Why is this ice look so shitty?
It's shitty ice.
So you have a girl that's lovely. You have an ex on your series. Hopefully you don't have a baby mama on your series.
Nope, thank God.
You have a sister that lives
I
here.
do have a sister who lives here.
You're
It's a hell of a combo.
yeah.
It's a
Now
hell.
all you need is like, I don't know, your brother maybe?
Larry wants him. Larry wants him.
Yeah, we're back for second period action here as the Wildcats and Cougars face off. Wildcats will take it. They're going, of course, from left to right now here in the second period at the East Alton Ice Arena. They're poking forward up behind the net of Nasser, and it'll be ping-ponged around. He'll cover it up as it sits there along the post. 19:44 to go here in the second period. The Cougars start on the penalty kill. Start the period on the penalty kill. They only have 9 seconds left on a penalty by Kane Hinson. That was called interference not too long before the end of the first period. And back to even strength go the Cougars. Kentucky dumps it in. They want to ride this one last possession, but Nasser says no. He's going to stick handle the puck, but that'll find the far point. Shot right off of Kane Hinson. He comes out, makes immediate difference, steps up, blocks a shot as the Cougars grab the puck behind their own net. 19:16 to go here in the second period. Shots on goal 14-1 in favor of the Wildcats. High chance scoring opportunities in favor of the Wildcats as well. As now Watson will shoot it wide. Rowe can't keep it in. It's a drag race over along the near boards. It's going to be grabbed and pressured off by Eastlack. Eastlack can't control it, so it's going to get over to Tucker. Tucker was the one credited with the lone Cougar goal thus far. Here goes Cash. Cash around the net. He's looking for a man, finds one up in the far point. Point deals it back around over to the near corner along the boards. Now behind the net, backhanded centering shot. Puck is loose in the slot area, and it's going to get picked up by the Cougars.
One thing the coaches noted between periods is the amount of time and space.
Oh, hold on, shot, loose puck, shot again, save again by Tucker, and that was an incredible series of events there. Tucker stood on his head, and the Cougars couldn't get it done.
I was going to say the coaches noticed that boys have a lot of time and space. Kentucky's pretty passive defending, and they just get a lot of guys into the house. And the Cougars have a lot of time and space to potentially wheel and make plays. And I think they didn't really know what to do with the amount of time that they had, and hopefully they can take advantage of that here in this period.
It's so interesting from a sports perspective. A lot of times, you know, if you make the game easier, you throw off people's game. You know, it's why the EFIS pitch works in baseball. But it works once, but it does work because major leaguers, they don't know what to do with a 60-mile-an-hour pitch.
That's right. Yeah, you play teams that hound you consistently, and then you come against a team that's just kind of, we'll just stand. We'll give you all the space in the world. You can take as many shots as you want from the point, but we're gonna chill out here and see if you can get it past us. It's a total mind blow.
Face off, won by the Cougars. It'll get grabbed by Simon. Simon plays it up along the far boards. Cougars in their defensive zone. They're trying to break it out. Here they go, up into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Sperry. Sperry across the blue line. 2-on-1 with Techmasian. Over to Techmasian. Shot redirected wide of the net. Almost a chance there for the Cougars. Here we go, Sperry again. Tries a little stick handling move, and it'll lose it. It'll get played forward by Kohlberg.
A couple guys collided there right in front of Tucker, the Kentucky Tucker. It almost created a little bit more time and space for Sperry to kind of wheel and deal there.
Kentucky, we got a Tucker in net. We got a Tucker for the Cougars. The tuck levels of this game are outrageous. Up across the blue line is Bryce Simon. He's got a little room to work. He's passed it up to Sperry. Sperry can't quite corral it, and it'll roll over along the far boards to the far corner. Puck's just sitting there. The two guys are rolling. And this is why you Zamboni the ice. Little puck's just coming to a dead stop there, sitting on a puddle.
Yeah, it's a fortuitous puddle there. It just comes to a dead stop, and the Cougars were lucky that it did that, because Kentucky had a chance to clear the puck, and they just overlooked it, whiffed on the shot, and had a little bit more pressure.
Kentucky into the offensive zone. They lose control of it as it will get grabbed over by Braden Rowe. Rowe to Hinson. Hinson behind the net. He'll get dispossessed by Kentucky, as now they're going to backhand pass over to no one in particular. Hinson steps up. He's going to play it. Good pressure there by Kentucky as they'll play it back and forth behind the net.
Good hit by Zerlini there behind the net. I don't know if it's just two guys colliding or is an intentional play, but Zerlini's making himself known out here.
Well, you got size like that, you should make yourself known. Zerlini 6'4", 190 pounds.
Hopefully he'll learn to change on the other side of the blue line so he doesn't bring his teammates off sides potentially on that play.
Is the Wildcats dump it into their offensive zone. Cougars will field it as the Wildcats get a fresh set of legs out there. Grabbed by Burke. Burke plays it around. Moved over. Grabbed by Brandt. Lose control of it. Here we go the other way. Techmasian over to Paris. Paris loses control of it. He's going to play it right back over to Rowe. Rowe sits up behind the net. He's going for the center ice pass. Can't find a man. He is now chasing after it is Ford. Ford takes a man down, but the man doesn't lose the puck as the Wildcats try to break it out. You got Burke there in the middle of it. He's applying pressure over on Rowe, and somebody will step away with it. That'll be number 24, Houseman. Houseman to Couture, who gets bumped off of it quickly. Back to LaRose. LaRose loses control, or Paris loses control of it. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong slot here. My word. Burke has the puck up along the near boards. Pressure put on there by the Cougars. It gets dealt right back out. Grabbed over by number 42, Caden Boots.
We got a goal scored on the backup netminder at Kentucky. That puck was tipped into his vicinity. He waved his glove at it and got right behind him. So we're up 1.5 to 1 right now if we count goals against backup tendies without masks on in the bench.
Yeah, I'll take 1.5. So 1.5.
Sounds like a Vegas betting line.
Over. I'll take the Cougars with 1.15. Now, what do you do if you set the over/under to 2.5, and it's 2 goals and you get that half goal? As Watson rifles a shot.
Then you got a bad beat because your backup wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, backup shot covered up there by Tucker off of a rebound. He doesn't know where the puck is. Let's look for it. Where is the puck?
I don't know if they pulled it out of the net.
I don't know if they pulled it out of the net too. It was somewhere in there. He didn't know where it was. Tucker did not know where that puck was. Casey, what's the furthest you've had to strip on the ice in search of a puck?
I've gone a little bit everywhere. if you're wearing it, I've been in it. Outside of my skates, I've had some pucks go down the pants, some pucks. I've had a lot more recently just with the way the equipment's built, go down the leg channels of my pads.
Oh.
And that's always interesting because it's tighter in some areas and looser in others, and that's how the puck gets down there, and then it makes its way down to your shin.
Dealt up, shot from the slot area, and able to get saved over by Nasser.
And you're trying to reach down the leg channel and you fall over because you have no balance. It's just an incredibly awkward position to get a puck out of there.
Is Kentucky is on the attack here. They'll dish the puck up to the blue line to blue line over to Burke. Burke with the shot off of a man, and it's redirected. Here we go, SIUE into the neutral zone. Lose control of it. Does Christian Perry as the puck will get kicked over behind. I think the worst I've ever had to do is take all my. I had to take my. I didn't know where it was, so I took my pads off, and it was down my sock.
I had one in high school where
Hold on, Christian Perry here with a little bit of space. He's going to center it. Shot! Scores for Joe Watson! 2-1. SIUE breaks the tie with 13 minutes to go in the second period.
It's a very heady play there by Perry. He's going one-on-one with a Wildcat defender. He one hands the defender off and does a 180 to find Watson all alone, streaking down the slot, and he goes 5 spot on the Kentucky Tucker, on the Kentucker.
The Kentucker.
To build on the 2-1 lead here. Or to give us a 2-1 lead.
Perry, usually the goal scorer for this team, not that he isn't, but has himself 2 assists so far tonight. Stepping up across the blue line is Kentucky. They're going to try and untie this game with just under 13 minutes to go here in the third period. Redirected towards Nasser. He'll redirect it with his pads as now the puck gets a drop pass behind the net, kicked up to the far point. Point to point we go here to Pakala. Pakala shot, and it's a save made by Nasser as it will get ricocheted over around behind the net and now up to the far boards. Kicked up, Kentucky on the attack here. Shot save made with the glove of Nasser.
That shot works well to the advantage of Nasser there. That's an easy flipped shot. It's very manageable for him, and Kentucky had pressure right there after the Cougar goal, and an easy shot that you can control and get a change, especially in the second period where you have a long change. That they'll take that all day.
Face off won by the Cougars, hits it across the blue line. He's going to take a little chip shot, redirected by Tucker. Grabbed by the Cougars. Cougars now play it up along the near boards, dispossessed, and now it'll move up along the far boards. There's Rowe, dumps it in.
I was going to say earlier, in high school, I had the model of helmet I had, and somehow it got wider over the years that I had it, and it had gotten so wide that people that would stand behind me in the glass could see through the back plate of my helmet and the side of it, so like through by my ear and the padding by my ear. I had a puck go into my helmet from behind the net. There was a play behind the net. Puck got deflected, came up through the side of my ear and sat on my nose, between my nose and my cage in my helmet. That was the most awkward one.
They never find where the pads are. They always find where they aren't.
Right. You find a seam on a shot, especially the chest protectors are so bulky you think you don't feel anything, but more often than not these shots find seams and you have there's huge bruises and stingers from wrist shots, slap shots, you name it.
Speaking of wrist shots, Christian Perry floats a lazy one over to Tucker, who covers it up with 11:08. You know, this game kicked up in intensity right after that 2-1 goal. I think Kentucky, if they could put it together and they could play like they play for about 30 seconds down here, if they can play an entire period like that, you need to watch out for this team in that conference.
I think they play a tighter knit game. I don't think they look to blow anyone out. They kind of go for the offense when they need it, as opposed to just trying to outscore the other team. Because it looks like they play pretty passive, and then they get scored on. They come right back for a chance on their own, and they kind of pressure a little bit more. I don't know if that's something that's a tactical thing, or if that's just how the game's going tonight.
Hands up, we'll have a penalty called on the Cougar, or on the Wildcats. That'll be a tripping call. And the Cougars will go to the power play.
You look at the Kentucky goaltending, and they don't have a goalie with over 4 goals against average. Their save percentages are fairly.
Which I will say, which is wild because they have 3 goalies who have seen over 200 minutes.
Right. And only one below a 90 save percentage. So they do well to get the puck out of them. They're hard. They have a couple games against maybe some lower tier teams that they put up some goals, but they're fairly hard pressed to score consistently, put up big numbers consistently throughout the season.
Face-off won by the Cougars. They're going to look to capitalize on this power play. The way this game is going, 2-goal lead is right about where you can start being comfortable. Braden Rowe up along the blue line. Up, down the far boards it goes. Over to Perry. Perry steps up. He's going to walk the blue line. Back over to Hinson. Hinson whiffs on it. That was a bad miss. As it gets kicked back to Rowe. Cougars have to exit the zone, and they'll re-enter. Hinson pokes it forward to Watson. Watson back to Hinson. Hinson looks up towards the blue line. He finds Rowe. Rowe back to Watson. Hinson with a redirect over to Perry. Perry just slightly off. There's a whistle.
Net's off.
Net's off. It's moorings.
Larry, get some new pegs, bud.
Get some of those. What are the ones they use in the NHL? They're very tall. They're almost flexible.
Yeah, they have to drill holes into the ice to put those in. There's those, and there's ones my buddy at 3E Goaltending uses for his older goaltenders. They're anchor pegs, and they have like 3 spikes that are in there, and they hold a lot better, and they can hold the weight of a 200-pound goaltender sliding into the post.
And so the Cougars had the puck in the offensive zone. Just 55 seconds left to go in the power play as the Wildcats deal it out. Cougars try and set something up. Kohler-Burke over to Wagner. Into the offensive zone. Ref jumps out of the way of the puck as it will get played all the way over to Takmasian. Takmasian, Sperry. Sperry has pressure put onto him. He's going to kick it up. Kohler-Burke does a great job keeping it in the offensive zone. And here we go. A home run pass for Kentucky. They had 2 men past the Cougar defenders, and it was a bad pass. That could have been very dangerous.
Yeah, 2-1-0 waiting in the wings. All they had to do was just get it out to the neutral zone.
Just make a pass.
Yeah.
Broke it up now and going the other way. Here we go. Householder with a shot off of a stick out of play. So, East Allen should take a page out of the Granite City book. And I know that sounds initially like blasphemy.
I didn't know they had books in Granite City.
But the one thing that East Alton needs that Granite City has is they should add that netting right in front of the scoreboard so we don't lose any more of these lights.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like we got all the lights working this evening, all right? Old man redirected off of the face-off towards Nasser, and it's going to bounce wide. Got all the lights working this evening. We need that for the teddy bear toss for good first impressions,
For sure.
We should keep this lighting going. Put some nets up in front of it.
Dangerous fall there by a Kentucky player. Look, and there shouldn't have been a call there. It was just a little, wasn't necessarily a hit from behind. It was just a guy taking another guy into the wall there and just unfortunately fell down. Oh, there is a call.
Yeah, I was saying there is a call now.
There wasn't a whole lot there. There was just 2 guys just kind of standing next to each other. I don't think Alec Marshall's going to be mistaken for a overly aggressive player.
No.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that call. I think maybe the optics of it not great, but there wasn't a lot there.
I think anytime you call Alec Marshall with a cross check, I think you need to kind of re-examine what that call was, because I don't buy that he's made a cross check maybe in the last 5 years.
I've never seen anyone cross check another guy's thighs. I don't know if he's tall enough to execute a cross check.
Here we go, Kentucky chance, backhanded pass, shot, goal! Kentucky ties it up. Kentucky ties it up off of a breakout attempt. Zach Householder makes it 2-2.
Looks like the Wildcats had a pretty severe odd man chance there. It looked like a 3-on-1. And the eventual goal scorer had Nasser dead to rights and popped it right past him. Even the game up at 2.
Householder's 3rd goal of the season is all. But if that kind of I guess you'd call it a fast break. Basketball equivalent, hockey equivalent, just a fast break, right? Just stormed him out of nowhere. All of a sudden you have a 3-on-1. And it was with speed, and they followed through with it. So a well-earned goal by the Wildcats ties it back up.
It's that pushback from Kentucky again. We'll see if the Cougars are going to have to answer, and they're going to have to answer in bunches, I think. I don't think a third goal, with the way that they're playing right now, they're going to need at least 4.
We've noted previously in the games, Kyle Kohlberg steps up across the blue line, shot and save made by Tucker. We've noted previously in this game that when the Cougars go up or the Cougars get a hard chance, that the Wildcats are a very responsive team. They kind of let it come to them, but then when they need to go crunch time, they can crunch hard.
It seems like they're pretty much there for their goalie. They're going to allow shots, and they expect him to make, or Tucker or whoever else play for them. So all the numbers look fairly decent for their goaltenders. The whole arsenal of padded Warriors back there. Pretty much keep them in games, and then they'll rely on a couple of top guys or maybe some secondary scoring to just get them over the hump.
Yeah, the blue, or I was gonna say that sounds a lot like what the Blues do with a Jordan Bennington or a Jake Allen in that, and this is the kind of identity that they've found themselves in, which is, play strong defense. Your offense isn't going to win you games, but it's going to be strong enough. Hold on, Watson up across the blue line, turns around over the far corner, up on his knees. He's going to try and play it, and it'll roll into the Kentucky hands. But it's kind of the identity the Blues have found success with is, in a league of high offensive chances, we're going to be the grindy team. We're going to slow it down a little bit and let our offense do enough to win us games, but not win us games.
Right. There's a turnover.
That turnover by the Wildcats is now the Cougars take control in their offensive zone. Sperry deals it over to the Rowe. Rowe back up to Henson. Henson with a good shot there, a good chance. 6:05 going down on the second period.
Friendly fire there into Bryce Simon.
There you go. The Wildcats kick it over into the offensive zone. 5:53 to go here in the second period. Cougars kicking it up across the blue line, and Mulkern pokes it right back in. And now the Cougars deal it up to Sperry. Sperry across the blue line. Here he goes. He's got a little bit of space to work with. He's going to take it around the net, look for a man, and he'll lose control of it as now the Wildcats have it going the other way. Dispossessed by Henson. Henson back to Takmasian. Takmasian with a shot on. Good pad save, pad redirection there by Tucker. As now it'll get poked forward and poked into the offensive zone by the Wildcats. Wildcats play it all the way up to Gray. Gray at the near point. He'll kick it over to the far corner. Fielded by Houseman. Stepped up. Here goes Kentucky. Proctor will take control of it over the blue line. He'll deal it right over to number 15. That's Bartucci. Bartucci over deals it behind the net. Repossessed by the Cougars. And now into the offensive zone they go. Crane Henson deals it forward. He's going to play it. The goalie will redirect it, and now the Wildcats take control of it. They're going to try and break it out up along the far boards. They'll take control of it. That's Bartucci again. Cougars kind of wasted in zone entry there.
They seem to be getting through the neutral zone forecheck of Kentucky. There's a lot of stretch passes. They seem to find seams, and at least as of late, in the last 5 minutes or so, they've sprung. They've had the opportunities to have odd man chances, and they're a pass away, and it's more reliant on SIU making those passes as opposed to Kentucky defending that pass. They just got to connect on a tape-to-tape play, and send the guy, and he's off on his own, off to the races.
2-on-2. The Wildcats go, and a bad pass will lead number 73, Lucas Tucker, to redirect it. Picked up shortly, though, by the Wildcats. Shot! Goal! Wildcats make it 3-1 off of the goal by Eastlack, his second of the night.
A lot of guys standing around watching on that play. Eastlack took it from the near side boards and pretty much an arc all the way in through the slot with 3 Cougars watching him as he just made a move right unabated to Nasser and went block aside. Now the Wildcats have a lead.
Cougars have to buckle down. I think this is the first time they've been down since the winter break. Face-off won by the Wildcats, and the Wildcats are looking stronger as the game goes on. Eastlack dumps the puck in. That'll be fielded over by Wagner.
No, I didn't bring that
Redirected. Now the Wildcats possess it near corner. A little stick-handling move there. Finds a man on the blue line. Shot! Goal! And the Wildcats make it 4-2 off of Pakula's slap shot from the blue line.
Didn't like the reaction there from Nasser. Maybe he didn't see it, or it was maybe tipped by his own man. The puck's on its, with the puck coming at him, going blocker side. Didn't look like there was, at least from my vantage point, and it's two totally different ones. It's a whole different ball game that you're seeing from the crease than from what we're seeing over here. But it looked like he had a clear path from the shooter to the crease. But it's a lot different with that mask on and the guys out in front, and guys moving around in front of you.
Yeah, very, very different. Hands up for offside. Kentucky vacates the zone as the Cougars set up. Into the neutral zone. Bad pass there as now the Cougars will finally pick it up at the blue line. That's Christian Perry. He's immediately got two Kentucky defenders on him. He's going to find a man. Shot. Oh, it's going to be a poorly timed shot there from Watson. Just kind of didn't connect on the one-timer. He tried, though. Wildcats deal it up to the near point in their defensive zone. It'll get redirected back in. Wildcats set up again behind the net. Pressure put on in the neutral zone. Here goes Henson. Henson over to Watson. Watson just can't connect with it. He's going to redirect the puck behind the net. It'll get fielded by the Cougars. Centering pass. Watson tries another one, and it'll catch a stick out of play.
Chances are there. They just got to be, the boots got to be moving. They have to find the soft spots around the ice and just connect passes. The room's there, the time and space is there. They just got to make use of it and take advantage of it.
Face-off won by the Wildcats. They'll deal it over into the neutral zone. They're going to break it out. Here we go. 3-on-3 as they'll choose to dump the puck up against Nasser. Redirected, grabbed by Takmasian. Or excuse me, that's Simon. Dumped in by the Wildcats again after a little ping-pong back and forth there in the neutral zone as the Cougars will grab it behind their own net up into the neutral zone. Can't be fielded by Sperry. It is now the Wildcats dump it back in. Hands up, offside. Minute 55 to go in the second period. Well, it's been a disappointing second period for the Cougars.
Yeah, after they regained that 2-1 lead early on in the second, it's been all Wildcats, and not only responding to the Cougar goal, but adding another two on their own. Yeah, they're going to have to manufacture something here late. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves down 2 with 20 to play.
Face-off won by the Cougars. And the puck will almost immediately go up and by. Hey, that's up and by the goalie again. He put his by the backup Tendy. He put his glove up to stop it. So I think that's technically 4-3 now. If we add the two half goals.
Two half goals, yeah.
2 half goals.
Yeah, so there you go, manufacturing goals.
Now, in Canadian football, they have, if you run it from the one sideline to the other, that's 1 point. So we're gonna say that Canadian hockey also has that rule, right?
Yeah. ACHA college hockey.
We're the XFL of college hockey rules.
Goals can be scored from anywhere, as long as you got a helmet and gear on.
Minute 30 to go here in the second period. A little scrub going along here. Kicked up to Burke. Burke on the point. Shot redirected now as Rowe will chase after it along the far boards. And, watch out. Almost took another man's head off over on the Kentucky bench, and I guess if you can't catch up to him, just start rifling pucks over into the opposing bench.
Yeah, they got a lot of players over on that bench. We gotta keep them, knock them down and even it up here. The Cougars, I think, are running 15 guys on their bench with their losses over the semester. Kentucky's got a full bench, and that is only going to bode well for them, not only in this game, as this is the Cougars' second of 3, but even tomorrow when they'll be well rested and. With one game remaining on the weekend, and the Cougars are going into their third game with 15 guys.
And Nasser covers it up in minute 60 on the second period. A little shouting coming on from the Kentucky bench. Teammate banter as the Cougars win the face-off, whiffed by Christian Perry on a pass. Puck up and down on the far boards. Kentucky finds a man. Shot. Oh! I don't know if that was a great save by. I think it was a beautiful save by Nasser.
Got the paddle of the stick on it.
Oh, what he. Not sure what he got, but that was a tailor-made goal. If you said paddle of the stick, I believe you. That was. Oh, you can't buy a better opportunity for Kentucky. That's their best chance all night.
They had a lot of room short side. Nasser was able to get his goalie, the paddle of his goalie stick elevated and swat it out in midair.
Oh, this shot redirected off of Tucker, but it's going to fall behind the play. Here goes Perry. Perry finds a man to deal to over in Watson. Watson gets it broken up, and the Wildcats poke it forward all the way down. Here we go. And it'll be smacked away. Good defense there off the breakaway by Boots. Puck up to Watson with 3 seconds to go. Redirected by Tucker, and that's going to end the second period with a score of 4-2. The Wildcats lead it. We'll be back shortly with the third period. This is SIUE Cougar Hockey.
Yeah. Although sloppy against Maryville and sloppy against KU are two different things. Oh, hey, I get to play Maryville next week. That team. So yeah, if you want to watch me get my ass kicked 2 weekends in a row, you know where to find me.
They play Vanderbilt next week.
No, Maryville.
Oh, Maryville. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a cluster. Fuck.
Yeah.
And I was hoping, record-wise, we're sitting right after 12-8 on 2. Hoping, man, I didn't realize that I thought, looking at before I looked up their stats, I thought we should be Kentucky.
They're battling.
Go grab 3 wins. Make yourself a little bit.
That'd be beautiful. But
They play, it's weird, they play like, they can't put 2 games together. They beat Miami.
no, I'm sitting over here to my left.
And they lost to Louisville. And they shut out the other.
Hey, here you go. That awesome enough to put on the fucking car. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Casey, mind if I snag that one?
Yeah, go for it.
Your bride worked. I'm still here. Still haven't gotten my team jacket though. So I still haven't gotten my team jacket though. The warm-up hoodie?
I still haven't got my backpack.
I don't think anybody got this.
I know I ordered one. And Perry's like, oh, yeah, we just forgot to order it. And I'm like, are you gonna order it or what? He's like, yeah, I'm
Yeah, they forgot to order my hat too.
Did they?
Yeah.
See, I got my hat. I got everything besides the $60 hat.
Got my head this week.
No problem.
How did you know it was Sherry? I don't.
Her name pops up on caller ID.
Oh. Larry probably programmed it in.
I called up here last night. Phone goes, you saw nice man, it's Larry. I go, Larry? He goes, yeah. I go, wow, I wasn't expecting you to answer the phone.
It's funny.
But it was 4:30, so.
Oh, okay. That's early enough for Larry to still be here. Just an hour or so before his bedtime.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I sat up here and watched a game. It's weird. Always down there. Always.
Man, I guess I have been here to watch MEHO games. Other than that,
Melon hard. Melon hard. We need to come out with a win tomorrow. Sunday. And tomorrow.
I thought you were talking about SIUE.
Yes. Both.
Good luck.
All of the above.
Good luck, bro.
Yeah. No.
You guys can have win rates like that in this prom. Still probably lose that.
I'm not going to go that far. Give me a current Connor McDavid movement.
Better hope he can score like 18 goals. I mean, he probably could, but I don't know.
Coach is over here fucking sniffing, smelling, so it's... Get that on camera.
Did you see Barzell beat Baby in the fast skater?
Who?
Barzell.
Really?
Yeah, by hundredths of a second.
Who won the hardest shot?
Pretty tight.
Oh.
Shane Weber.
Okay. I didn't know who was in it. I knew Chara wasn't. Chara had been my go-to, but what was the speed on it?
I think it's like 105.
Oh, so Chara would have...
Well, Chara 5 years ago. I don't know about now.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how much his shots dropped off, if any. Should have bought a couple of beers for Jason. But being ridiculous.
Mike, we had it towards, you got a, something for us, we got a knife, fishing knife, or hunting knife, for his birthday. Severed a tendon and he's out for the rest of the year.
There was one of them that was he's a Giants player. He wore his hat too tight. He wore his hat too tight and it like injured his head. My head.
What?
We're talking about stupid baseball injuries.
Yeah.
There's a baseball player who wore his hat too tight for a long time and it somehow like hurt his, it like injured his skull.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
I'm impressed by the hat that it didn't just snap open or some shit.
Enough to injure your skull. Interesting.
And we're back with the third period SIUE hockey action as they take on the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky steps up across the blue line after winning the faceoff. They're going to dump it in. It'll be fielded by the Cougars. Cougars down 4-2, looking to bounce back and especially lay one on the Wildcats before Teddy Bear Toss Night tomorrow. Another reminder, Teddy Bear Toss Night tomorrow, 7:30. Don't miss it. It's also our senior night. We have some great seniors, Kate Hinson, not the least among them, just playing one last home game here at the old East Dalton Ice Arena. You won't want to miss it. It'll be a great night for SIUE hockey.
Yeah, it's a big night. Yeah, like you said, not only for the Teddy Bear night, but the senior night. You play with a lot of pride, especially at your last game. A lot of the guys on this team grew up here, and they've been playing in this rink for at least 10 years, I would say, and if not longer. And this has been a second home to a lot of them. And it's like moving out of the house that you grew up in. Now it's time to kind of grow up a little bit. Maybe not grow up for some of these guys, but time to kind of move on. And it's a tough game for everyone. And you want to go out with a bang.
A good chance there by the Cougars, meanwhile, but it'll be redirected. And now Kentucky has it behind their own net. Kicked up to Hauser. Hauser plays it back down behind the net. Kentucky getting physical here in the third period. Big hit behind the net, as it looks like Joe Watson is just taking it. Here we go. Perry. Perry finds it over to Watson. Watson across the blue line, back to Perry, and it'll get redirected into the neutral zone, picked up by Wagner. Wagner plays it over to Kohlerberg, who almost loses it. Kohlerberg to Wagner. Wagner to Perry. It'll get redirected by the Kentucky Wildcats. Setting up in the defensive zone, or the Cougars are going to go for another home run pass, another stretch pass, and it'll get blocked away and redirected as Tim Burke plays it over to Rowe. Rowe steps up in the neutral zone, possesses it for the Cougars. Cougars guide the puck up across the blue line. Looking now for a signaling pass. Oh! They had a chance, just didn't get there.
Fordsey had the game, the start of a comeback on his stick there if he could just get enough of that puck to redirect it, and that good effort by this fourth line here. Hopefully this can get the boys jumping a little bit.
Is the Cougars going to put the puck in the neutral zone? That's Rowe. Rowe deals it up, and it'll get redirected by Paris. Paris to Ford. Ford behind the net is going to take a hit, and he will leave the puck over to Rule as Rule redirects the puck out into the neutral zone for the Wildcats. Dumped right back in by Kane Hinson. 17:30 to go here in the third period.
One guy for the Cougars that's been uncharacteristically quiet tonight is Terrence Curb. We've noticed in a lot of games he's always buzzing around the puck. I think he'll be a big factor if the boys can come back here in the third.
Here we go, the Wildcats with the puck in the offensive zone. Lose control of it. SIUE loses control of the puck and almost immediately shot over the glove of Nasser, over the head of Nasser. It'll roll all the way down the ice, fielded by the Wildcats. Wildcats play it up to Terrence Purabot. Purabot lose control of it, but it's okay. It's going to find their own defender as the Cougars play it up in the D zone. Into the neutral zone. Over to Purabot. Purabot steps up across the blue line. Back over to Zerlini. Zerlini taps the puck forward, finds the stick, and it'll redirect over now into the near boards. Boards up to Wagner. Wagner rifles one. It'll get redirected now over the far corner off the shot. Pushing, shoving going on, and there's a whistle.
Or again, your third line gives your team a chance with an opportunity on the power play here early on in the third period. This is a prime opportunity to get your guns out there and pull within one.
Face off won by the Cougars. Cougars deal up to the far boards. Back over to Rowe. Rowe over to Hinson. Cougars on the power play. A minute 50 left to go here in the power play. Back up to Hinson. Hinson deals it over to Rowe. Rowe back to Hinson. He's looking. Shot. Oh, it is. He had a beat. It was just a few inches wide of the net as the puck will ricochet now all the way down the length of the ice. And into the offensive zone go the Cougars. Pressure put up along the near boards. Back out and back in goes the puck as the Cougars will dump it in. We'll have pressure put on by Tucker. Watson finds the puck. He directs it. Save made by Tucker.
Nice glove save there by Tucker. He holds his ground. Has a short side covered with the play coming out of the corner. And that puck was thrown on net. Watched all the way into his mitt. Gets the face off here. 58 seconds left on the power play.
15:22 to go here in the third period. 58 seconds left on the Cougar power play. Cougars win the face-off. They'll kick it up to Kohlerberg. Kohlerberg walks across the blue line. Shot! Oh, it's going to find a body of the Wildcats, and they'll deal it all the way down the length of the ice. 15:10 to go here in the third period. Up into the neutral zone go the Cougars. Grabbed by Kohlerberg. Hands up. It was offside.
looking at us right there.
Offside, and the puck will come over to the near face-off dot in the neutral zone. Face-off won by the Wildcats. Wildcats will dump it over to the Cougars in the neutral zone, and the Cougars will set something up. Ooh, a good move there by Braden Rowe. Had him fooled, and now it's a 3-on-2. Kohlenberg across the blue line. He's going to turn around, wait for chances, wait for opportunities. Directs it now behind the net. Looked like they were trying to find a centering pass there, but Tucker just covered it up.
I think that centering pass hit Kentucky D and just went back to the goaltender Tucker. He's able to cover up. He's already low to the ice, trying to take away everything low, and the puck just kind of came to him.
Face-off won by the Cougars now. Cougars look to hit it closer as now Wagner takes a shot. It's going to go wide, and it'll get directed up the far boards. Back to Wagner. Shot wide again. 14:30 to go here. 3 seconds left in the power play. 2-1. Back to even strength. Shot. Roll. Chance. Score. Blake Takmajian sniped it from an impossible angle. Impossible.
That was an insane shot. That is a rocket off of the stick of Blake Takmajian. He comes in from the short side off the near wall and just unleashes a howitzer, and it was a snapshot that beats Tucker, and it left his stick incredibly fast and went off. It caught the near side, the short side corner, and went bar down and in. That was an incredibly accurate shot. I can't even on a short side shot like that's a 1 in a million play there by Blake, and it pulls the Cougars within one. That's a hell of a shot.
That's not just a goal. That's the kind of goal that gets your team buzzing. You get a team finds a little buzz about it, and now all of a sudden they have a little more momentum than they maybe had from just a dirty goal.
You give up one of those as a goal, you're like, oh, whatever. No way.
Shot now and a save made by Nasser. Yeah, you give up one of those, like the competitor, and he's like, I really want that one back, but the right side of your brain's going, what am I supposed to do
Yeah,
now?
what do you want from me? that was a rip.
I remember I had one scored similar to that one in high school, and I just caught myself mumbling to the guy, bro, that was sick. Like, I'm not even mad. That was just good hockey.
Yeah. Not even mad. That's amazing.
Yeah. Cougars now into the neutral zone. Bad pass gets directed towards Kentucky up across the blue line. Slap shot. Save made by Nasser. And it'll get redirected as the Cougars fight for it behind the net. Here we go. Hinson up across the blue line into the offensive zone. 13:22 to go here.
This for NHL 2002. You've got your game breakers with a little star icon around.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Perry, look to Perry and Henson kind of get things going here. Something big's going to have to happen to tie this one up.
Perry and Hinson have been unusually quiet in last game and this game.
Yep. A couple of assists for Perry, but not a whole lot yesterday, and a lot of spread out scoring from the Cougars last night, which isn't a bad thing. But when your studs aren't scoring to get help from other places, but to have both is what you're going to want.
Face-off won by the Cougars. They'll play the puck behind the net, and it'll get poked forward and out by the Wildcats. Wildcats now played into the offensive zone, redirected by the Cougars. And it looks like Kyle Kohlenberg was the one who tried to take his own man out there.
We made mention last night one of the big goals scored was by Bryce Simon, and we were like, yeah, no one saw that coming. So if we're Vegas odds makers, we're going Austin Zerlini to break the schneid and tie the game up. What do you think about 300-1 right now?
I mean, if I expected anybody to score the kind of goal that Blake Takmajian just scored, and now a shot redirected off of Nasser, if I saw that goal on a replay and you just remove numbers, Blake Takmajian would not be the guy that I thought made that sick goal.
Well, the guy's got a cannon, and he doesn't shoot enough. A lot of times his shots either get blocked or he might defer to another player on his line. But the kid's got a rip, and I don't think he unleashes it enough, and it's just one of those low-key, you just don't see it. And for him to just throw, especially like the shot that he has, and okay, maybe 1 in 5, 1 in 6 might hit the net, maybe a little more often than that, but he's a goal scorer, and he's got to throw the pucks at the net, especially in a one-goal game, 12:20 left. That's what we want to see out of him.
So a face-off in the Cougars' offensive zone. 12:20 to go here in the third period. They're going to try and tie it up. They lose the face-off. Quickly grab the puck in the neutral zone to Rowe. Rowe to Watson. Watson breaks it in on the offensive zone near boards. Turn around. I'm going one way. I'm going the other. Centering pass, nothing. And here go the Wildcats. Kentucky across the blue line. A little move there by number 2, Cash. That was a good little move, but Kane Henson steps in. He's going to say, oh, well, you took one man out, but I'm going to take the body off of you now.
Rowe did well to get a piece of that forward and kind of slow him up and allow Henson to come back and cover for him.
Poked forward and grabbed by the Cougars. Cougars in the defensive zone, break it into the neutral. Here's Christian Perry. He's got a little bit of space. Don't give him that space. Shot, save made by Tucker. Loose puck. It's going to roll around. Still behind the net. Now the net's off, and there's the whistle. Tucker was flailing around every which way.
Yeah, the goalie was swimming out there. It looked like an entrance for the 2020 Olympics, but couldn't get the puck through. The initial shot by Perry, he looked to fumble it a little bit. It got behind him, but went just wide to the right of the net. Cougars tried to swing it around behind. It was just chaos all around the 6x4 there behind Tucker. But boys in red couldn't find a way to get it in.
Face off won by the Cougars. They'll dump it into the offensive zone, redirected by Tucker. 31-25 shots on goal. Still favor Kentucky, but the Cougars are closing the gap a little bit here. Kentucky goes through a home run pass. It'll roll the length of the ice. No icing is called. And now it'll get centered. Shot wide of Nasser. Cougars, the puck along the far boards. Break it out. Here we go, going the other way. And quickly dispossessed is Bryce Simon. Into the stick of the Wildcats. The Wildcats play it forward, intercepted by Wagner. Wagner kicks it over to Sperry. Sperry with a shot off of the leg of the Wildcat defender. And now a loose puck bouncing around. Grabbed by Wagner. Simon kicks the puck across the blue line, but it's going to go straight into Wildcat hands. Wildcats go D to D. 10:32 to go here in the third period. Taranowski takes a shot. Had Nasser dead to rights, missed the net by maybe 3-4 inches.
It's a sneaky little shot there, and it looked like Nasser didn't get a good initial look, and he was just late enough that shot would have beat him blocker side, but luckily that went wide.
And so the puck will bounce off the board. Nasser will cover it up, slow the game down a little bit. 10-10 to go here. And one more time, we'd like to remind all of you parents at home, all you watchers at home, if you are in the St. Louis area and you just didn't feel like driving up to East Dalton tonight, well, we don't blame you. It was a 10:45 game, but tomorrow night, Teddy Bear Toss, 7:30. Be there or be square. It'll be the best night of the season. It'll be great. There'll be an L7 weenie as Casey is making that hand gesture. Up into the offensive zone, the Cougars dump the puck.
Killing me, Smalls.
Oh, man. I do love that movie. Cougars now with a shot from the blue line. It was a little half-wrister from Kane Henson. It'll go up and over the goalie, so now the puck will find its way to Christian Perry's stick. Perry up to Rowe. Rowe along the blue line. He's looking. There's Henson. Henson with a shot. Save made, but a loose puck as the goalie Tucker goes post to post to try and cover it up. There was a fat chance for somebody to be there and just smack it in. In to the neutral zone go the Wildcats. Wildcats lose control of the puck pretty quickly, but it'll get picked up by number 8. That's Proctor.
A great play by Paris there near the Cougar bench to take his man out. Ended up making that play a 1-on-3. Unfortunately, we had a lot. Well, now that the Cougars have the puck, it doesn't turn out to be that big of a deal. But with 1-on-3, a lot of guys are just kind of standing and watching, more containing. Where you have numbers, somebody can try and take the man out, and move the puck from him and go the other way.
And here we go now. The Cougars take a man out. Lots of pushing, lots of shoving going on behind the play here. The man just didn't have the stick. Ref's watching it. He didn't call anything as the Wildcats break the puck into the offensive zone. Hands up. There's a whistle. And we'll see.
Offside.
Offside. That was a very rough and tumble exchange going on there, and I didn't expect the whistle to be for offside of all things.
Oh yeah, a lot of banging, a lot of body banging going on out there, and the energy has definitely escalated here in the third period, late, in the middle, late stages of this final frame here.
The Cougars know that the goal that they could be the goal that could tie it up is achievable. So we're going to actually send 2 men to the box here in canceling minors, offsetting minors for Terrence Pirabot, and we'll wait to see Terrence Pirabot and Household.
Big stop there by Nosser right off the left shoulder. But Kentucky had a 2-on-1 right there. And Nosser did well to come out, challenge, and take that one off the left shoulder. Kentucky's regrouping. We're 4-on-4 right now.
I thought I was convinced those were offsetting. I saw 5 on the ice, but here we go. One guy left, and now a centering pass to Watson. Shot! Oh, and it's a great stop there by number 5, Tim Burke. Laid out in front of it. Good play from Kentucky. 4-on-4, everybody's favorite hockey. 8:19 to go here. Up along the far boards. Stepping up is Christian Perry. Don't give him too much room. Across the blue line. Whoa. Shot! Whoa. Almost had him, but it goes off the blocker of Tucker and into the cans.
That caught Tucker's right bicep. If those numbers were stitched on, that might have ripped a stitch off. Like it was that close to being past him. Good save by Tucker to keep it a 1-goal game.
Face-off won by the Cougars. Off the face-off, redirected, and now Kentucky will field it along the near boards. Dish back now over to number 54, Kierakowski. Pushing it around, pushing up, pushing down around the goalie. 2 men now to play now. And looks to be Christian Perry. Dumped back in by Rowe. Puck still in the SIUE offensive zone. 43 seconds left to go here. In the 4-on-4, 7 minutes left in the game. Go up across the blue line. That's Bartucci. Bartucci redirects it. Now it'll find its way to the stick of Braden Rowe. Rowe takes a hit. It'll get grabbed by Christian Perry. Or no, that's Kane Hinson. Excuse me. Hinson across the blue line. Finds a little bit of space. And it'll get vehemently denied by Kentucky. And puck will roll up to the blue line over to Takmasian. Takmasian tries to play the puck around the boards. It'll get taken by the Wildcats with 3, 2, and 1 second remaining in the 4-on-4 as we're back to even strength. 6:34 to go here. D to D go the Wildcats. They'll dump it in right into the glove of Nosser. That looked like a shot from center ice, and not a dump attempt.
Yeah, it's one of those throw it on Nosser. You don't really have anything. Maybe the boys are a little tired. Throw it on net, see what happens. Make Nosser make a play, and see what happens. See what comes of it. And he just catches it, waits for the draw.
Face-off won by the Wildcats. They'll dump it up, and the Cougars will field it along the far boards over to Ford. Ford dishes it, and it'll get covered by Tucker. So, long shot on goal one way, and long shot on goal the other way. We'll do it all over again with 6:15 to go here in the third period.
Battling neutral zone shots from both teams.
Somehow I don't think that's going to be what ties this game.
I don't think so.
Face-off won. Oh, Kyle Kohlberg just can't keep it in bounce.
It didn't look like Coley was ready for the beginning of that play. Like he was still fixing his gloves, and the face-off was dropped, and he was still kind of fixing his gear a little bit.
It'll get jumped in by Ford. Ford plays it up to the near boards. 2, 3, 4 guys in now. Here's 5 and 6 come up. We got a scrum along the board. Simon's in there. You got Wagner in there. Kicks up now over to Sperry. Sperry steps up. He's got 2 men all over him. Quickly dispossessed by the Wildcats. The man goes down. There better not be a whistle on that. Hand pass. All right. I thought there was going to be, when I saw a whistle, I thought we were going to get a tripping call on. That was assuredly not a trip.
There's no way, other than one of the softer calls that I've seen in a while, that would have been a trip. That would have been softer than some of my daughter's deuces in the recent week.
Thank you for your update there.
I got to give you a nice visual.
Thank you.
Talking size 4 diapers here.
You know, you did fill out one of those player info sheets. You did say doing dad things up on the on your hobbies. So
There's the little things you get excited about, and baby dumps right now will rank high on my list.
face off, cover it up, and now the
It's the kind of announcing you get at 1 o'clock in the morning of the hockey game.
it's 12:53. We haven't reached the unprofessional hour yet.
I'd be curious to see just if we had a metric of like how many people went from their computers to their phones to watch us in bed.
I think every one of the dips we see is that happening.
Yeah, I don't see any fire sticks getting fired up.
No, not at 1 a.m. Brandy Perry, maybe. It's only 11:53 where she is out in Rocky Mountain time. Yeah, we have a hands up. We're gonna have a whistle. Holding is the call.
As a fan of the Anaheim Ducks, I have to stay up late to catch any of their games. I'm usually in bed when they're playing, and I can't watch it on TV. I don't want to wake anybody up, so I've got my phone in the crook of my arm. My dog lays right next to me, and I have it leaning up against that, so I gotta keep the volume down, throw the earbuds in, and watch the game. I gotta imagine that's kind of what's going on right now.
I tell you what, when I was vacationing in Iceland one summer, and the Cardinals came on at 11 p.m. there, and it was still sunny out. So you'd lay down, and you'd do an entire day's worth of stuff. You get home at like 11 p.m. It was sunny out. You said that the sun was out, so you had like a little bit of like, I can still be up for a little bit energy. Cardinal game, it was beautiful. And
It sounds like an incredible place to visit.
oh, it is. Up across the far wing go the Cougars. They're going to dump it over to Technesian. Technesian already with a Golden Knight kicks it over to Simon. Simon up to Kolobert. Kolobert fields it along the far boards. SIUE power play there. Fingers crossed. We might have a nice opportunity here.
It's been a lot of perimeter play and shoveling the snow off the sidewalls for right now. We need to get something going here.
And Nosser comes out well into the circle to play that. Quite a ways. That was Brodeur-esque.
I can't say that I like the play there by Simon to just dump that in and give up possession on the power play. He might have to eat it there a little bit, although he might be 1-on-4. If they're not going to attack him, the other 4 boys can go for a change. He can get out later. So he gives up the puck, gives up possession, and we're playing a ping pong game.
3:43 to go here in the third period. Cougars. One last push here as 30 seconds wind down on the power play. Final nice pass from Joe Watson. Joe Watson deals it up over to Tucker. Tucker with the shot is going to find his stick, and that was a high traffic shot now as the puck's loose in the slot area. Finds its way over to Tucker, who covers it up.
That face-off might end up helping the Cougars. There's a little helter-skelter there for the last minute and change. It was just back-to-back dumps and a tip entry. The boys can settle down here. 3:22 left. See if they can't take advantage here in the last 13 seconds of the man advantage.
Face-off won by Kentucky. They're just going to dish it all the way down the ice, and the Cougars will get one last push here. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Even strength. Here we go. Kentucky grabs the puck. They'll dish it into the neutral zone, and the Cougars fail to capitalize.
For those of you just tuning in, Gritty does the banging of the drum whenever the power play is over. If you guys can't see it on camera.
Yeah, Gritty's just off camera. Believe me, he's here, guys. He's
in for the All-Star game, and he's made a stop by here. He's a late night animal.
He's a wanted man. He's a wanted man for assault of that 13-year-old boy. And we're going to get a penalty again here.
Bold call here with 2:46 left in the third.
We see Joe Watson going to the box for slashing. You know, he's wanted for punching a 13-year-old boy, but I think honestly that's the most Philadelphia thing a mascot could have possibly done, right?
Yeah, that's the things that I've in recent memory. Oh, there's the makeup call.
There's a makeup call. We're going to have 4-on-4 to end the game. Here we go. Stepping up is Corey Sperry, and he'll get touched by the Wildcats.
Throwing batteries at draft picks that didn't sign with him, throwing snowballs at Santa.
Yeah. Look, okay, I like to think of places, you know, you play the old Pokemon games, you go to a city, you have to do something to earn that city's badge. And I think that Philadelphia, to earn your city badge, you have to eat a cheesesteak and be wanted for assault at some point.
Yeah, I think
that's how you get your Philadelphian citizenship.
That's a rite of passage for sure. Now the kid's gonna have, you know, memories for life. He's gonna go to school the next day like, you got punched by Gritty? That's awesome. You're the man. And he's gonna be like, he's gonna run student council and like, yeah, his life's set.
Let's not act like everybody in that city isn't already under investigation for something like that. Also, can I just say, 13-year-old kid here. Sometimes 13-year-olds do things that kind of warrant that. I'm not condoning the act, but if you haven't wanted to punch a middle schooler at some point, you haven't been around enough middle schoolers.
No, yeah. It's very tough. You really have to restrain yourself. It's a Happy Gilmore restraining yourself with the putter throw multiple times.
Up across the blue line. A shot and a save made by Tucker. This is the commentating you get at 1 a.m.
Pokemon, Happy Gilmore, and Gritty. That's what you want at 1 o'clock.
Those are the big three. I don't know what else you have to talk about.
No. As far as I'm concerned, this can just turn into a podcast. This game is just secondary.
Yeah.
That being said, we're gonna have a timeout here, I believe, by SIU. It's gonna be interesting to see here what they do with Nasser. They will have a short power play for 13 seconds. We have the face-off is down in the Kentucky zone. Do you pull him now, or do you wait until about a minute, where you're gonna potentially have a hit that sweet spot where you have a 2-man advantage? 13 seconds, because it's gonna get late into the game here anyway.
I think you wait till about a minute. I think you rock that man advantage. I think if you pull a guy on a pull the goalie on a 4-on-4, make it a 5-on-4. I think that's just not. The ice is too open at that point to me. Especially, you know that the Kentucky has speed out there.
They do.
So if you have no, Nasser will get pulled. Here we go. 5-on-4. Cougars win the faceoff. Stepped up. Henson shot. Oh, it's going to go wide. He almost had it. Puck now up along the near boards. Over to Henson. Henson finds it. Kicks it up to Rowe. Rowe bodied off the puck. Backhanded shot. It's going to go down length of the ice and not going to make it in, but it will be called for icing.
This is not a power play currently. This is still 4-on-4 with an extra attacker, so
right.
Any clearing attempts will be an icing. Hopefully. We know that sometimes the linesmen get crossed up on it with some penalties up on the board, and now a 5-on-4 as they might see it.
But it is even strength technically right now as the faceoff goes to the Cougars. Over to Henson. Henson, cross-ice pass. Oh, that was a bad pass, and they're going to take a stab at it. In! Kentucky puts the dagger in at 5-3 with 1:27 to go here in the third period. Kentucky with an empty net goal. It will be attributed to number 13, Gary Eastlack, and that's a hat trick for Eastlack.
Tough play there for the boys. There's still a lot of opportunity, or can't say a lot of time, 87 seconds left, but weirder things have happened in an ACHA game.
Face-off won by the Cougars over to Wagner. Wagner to the neutral zone, finds it up to Takmasian. Takmasian steps up, shot, save made by Tucker.
It's one of those odd statistics that we see now in the NHL with the coaches pulling their goalies incredibly early, and not that SIU did here, but it's the opportunity for this to happen is where the game-winning goal could eventually be scored on an empty netter. So if the Cougars could score here, it'd be 5-4.
Yeah.
And the game could end 5-4.
The game-winning goal was an empty net goal.
An empty net goal. It's weird to see that, and it's
kicked up to Kohlberg. Kohlberg redirects it down low to the slot area. Loose puck, push forward, pack, hook. Oh my goodness, it didn't go in.
Goal line stand by Tucker as he got his right leg out there just in time.
Here we go, Wagner now. One last push for the Cougars, 54 seconds left to go. They need two, they know it. Over to Sperry. Redirected by Colbert. Colbert stands up at the blue line. He's going to direct it over to Wagner. Wagner now getting hassled by number 8, Proctor. Proctor, there's no goalie. It's a 6-on-5, excuse me. 6-on-4, now it's a 6-on-5. Up to Perry. Perry slaps one from the blue line. Oh my. That hit number 15, Zach Bartucci, hard. He's hurting.
There will be a welt there tomorrow.
I don't want to step up in front of anybody's shot, let alone Perry's. Oh my.
It's one of those, the players' chest pads, they don't really cover the entire torso and still expose the lower abdomen. And that's about where it hit him.
If you haven't seen a chest protector, think a halter top. You have your bare midriffs, something to get you, kicked, something to get you in trouble at high school. It's about that much protection. Face-off won by the Cougars. Kicked over to Rowe. Rowe with a shot on. It's going to get redirected by a stick, and that'll more or less in the game. It gets kicked up to Rowe again. Shot wide, and now the puck up along the far boards. It's going to be a redirected shot. Loose puck in the slot area, and it'll just get redirected all the way down. That's the game. 5-3. The Kentucky Wildcats take it. Late night at East Dalton goes to Kentucky. Teddy Bear toss tomorrow, and these two teams were very even tonight. So tomorrow will be a very good game. The Teddy Bear toss tomorrow, 7:30. Be there. It'll be a great time. Tickets are $5, and you can bring a teddy bear, or you can buy a teddy bear from SIUE Club Sports Program at the event. Those teddy bears will be $15. You will have to wrap them up before you throw them onto the ice, and we will have a little Pee-wee hockey team, a local Pee-wee hockey team come out, collect them. It'll be a very, very fun time. So that'll wrap it up. You want to give out some 3 stars tonight?
Sure.
I think let's start with the 3rd star. And I am feeling 3rd star. I'm gonna go with Tucker, the Kentucky goaltender. I think he played a pretty solid game. 3 goals given up on 33 shots.
Yeah, I could see a 2 or a 3 for him. I'm with you on the 3.
Let's see. Let's see. 2nd star. You to give that to a SIUE player? I'm thinking Christian Perry deserves a nod. He started the game with 2 assists. He had a couple of good possessions there.
Yeah. I would almost flip. I would say Perry the 3rd star, the goalie the 2nd star,
and the
kid, their player of the hat trick as the number 1 star at tonight's game.
That's what I agree with that. As I said that, I agree with that. Christian Perry, your 3rd star. Sam Tucker of Kentucky, your 2nd star, and your 1st star is Gary Eastlack, who found himself a hat trick tonight. And usually when you find a hat trick, it's a more high-scoring game in the ACHA than this. 3 out of 5 Kentucky goals were him. He was all the offense, and the Cougars will have to look for a way to shut them down tomorrow. That's going to conclude tonight's broadcast. Tomorrow, Teddy Bear toss. We'll drop the puck. We'll go live at around 7:30. I'm Luke Clevenger.
I'm Casey Kitchelinski.
See you guys tomorrow.
Get home at 2 o'clock. Let's go.